Good evening and a very warm welcome. You're watching The Urban Debate with me, Pratibha Chandran, and today we have a very interesting conversation as we talk about what next in Tamil Nadu. You remember we've already had a lot of discussions on how Vijay burst into the scene in Tamil Nadu politics and then of course became the Chief Minister. Is it a one-off case? Are there going to be more cases? Can more superstars make their way into politics and make a name or make a space for themselves just like Vijay did? That's the question, and that's what we're going to be addressing today and looking at. Is it really possible? Because if anywhere across the country, the one state where it is actually possible is Tamil Nadu. Because Tamil Nadu has always had a bit of glitz and glamour in its politics. So many film stars making their space in politics, from MGR to Jayalalitha, and now, of course, Chief Minister Vijay. And Tamil Nadu is no stranger to film stars taking the political reins. The question is there another star who will be making his political entry as well? Because in a playbook that's quite similar to Vijay, Dhanush has now hinted at his political entry. First, it was during his birthday celebrations. There were, of course, fan-driven welfare events, community speeches, and, of course, a welfare organization also had a flag that they unveiled, sparking a lot of questions. And in the latest, Dhanush has again made a political hint where he spoke about Tamil pride. He said that Tamil should be at the heart of learning and knowing the language. And he said that knowing the language of Tamil is not an insult. It is something to be proud about.
English சரியா வராது. தப்பா இங்கிலீஷ் பேசுவோம். Why did he went? அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு இங்கிலீஷ் தான் பேசிட்டு இருந்தாங்க நல்லா. ஆனா தமிழ் நல்லா வரும். இப்போ அப்படியே மாறி போச்சு. நான் வெளில மீட் பண்றேன் 10ல 8 பேருக்கு தமிழ் எழுத படிக்கவே தெரியல. இங்கிலீஷ் பேசுறாங்க, இங்கிலீஷ் எழுதுறாங்க, படிக்கிறாங்க. ஆனா தமிழ் எழுத தெரியல, படிக்க தெரியல. ரொம்ப வருத்தமான ஒரு விஷயம் அது. உங்களுடைய தாய்மொழி தான் உங்களுக்கு முதல்ல தெரியணும். உங்களுடைய தாய்மொழியை நீங்க முதல்ல எழுத படிக்க தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும். தமிழ் வரலன்னு சொல்றது பெருமையும் இல்ல, அது ஒரு ப்ரைடும் கிடையாது. அது ஆக்சுவலா வந்து ஒரு தாய்மொழி தெரியலன்னா அது ஒரு அவமானம் தான். கண்டிப்பா தாய்மொழிக்கு முக்கியத்துவம் கொடுக்கணும்.
Now, over the past couple of months, there's been a lot of buzz in the film industry that Dhanush is planning a political move. The latest public appearance has, of course, been him talking about Tamil pride, but even previously, he thanked his supporters for their unshakable support, assuring the followers that as long as they are with him, he remains untouched. On the 5th of July, the All India Dhanush Fans and Welfare Association also officially launched a dedicated flag for the Actors Welfare Network. The flag unveiling sparked major buzz about Dhanush's political ambitions in Tamil Nadu. So, while there's no official announcement from Dhanush, let's take a clear indication that he may be planning something big, because his movies in the recent past have also focused on social justice and caste discrimination. Remember, Chief Minister Vijay had also followed the same playbook. And similar to how Vijay's movies focused on a lot of social issues and had a social message, the movies of Dhanush have also been doing something very similar. The themes of anti-caste, the discrimination, equal access to state-funded schools and more. There are multiple movies, including Asuran, Karnan, very recently as well, Captain Miller, that all had this kind of a theme of caste hierarchy. But it's not just this. Vijay's own astrologer had also hinted at an upcoming battle. Astrologer Ratan Pandit, who associated with Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Vijay's party, predicted that actor Dhanush may enter politics and face Vijay in a political contest in 2031.
அடுத்த எலெக்ஷனில் விஜய் சார் ஜெயிக்கணும்னா தே ஹேஸ் டு டை அப் டுகெதர். இது டிஎம்கே. ஆனால் நான் இப்போ சொல்கிறேங்க, என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் மேபி தனுஷ் வந்து கமிட் ஆகிட்டார்னு வச்சுங்க பாலிடிக்ஸுக்கு, மேபி டிஎம்கே இருக்காது. அந்த நம்பர் 2 பிளேஸுக்கு வந்து தனுஷ் வந்துடுவார். ஒரு கட்டத்தில் நம்ம சார் வெசஸ் தனுஷ் சாரும் இது மாறதுக்கு வாய்ப்பு இருக்குது. அது தனுஷ் சார் முடிவு வரணும். அவர் ஜாதகத்தை அந்த யோகம் இருக்கானா நான் பர்சனலாக பார்த்துருக்கேன். அவர் ஜாதகத்தை, அவர் ஜாதகம் எனக்கு தெரியும்.
And just as in the case of Vijay, when the DMK had initially dismissed him as just an actor who is not going to make any impact, it's the same reaction from the DMK yet again. They say that people of Tamil Nadu are not going to accept actors as political leaders because there are no MGR.
Now that with this victory, other actors also are trying to enter politics. But people will not accept it because many actors, they have failed in politics except MGR, and because of MGR, Jayalalitha. Now this time, I don't know how he had won, maybe with the support of the BJP that he had won. He will fail on his own because he has not done anything which he had promised. People will understand that not all actors are MGR. So he had a strong ideology. That was why he was elected. But other actors have no ideology.
So, was it a one-off? Is there a possibility of more political entrants? Let's talk about that. We have experts joining us on the panel. Ravi Rai, film and TV writer, producer and director. We have JVC Sriram, poll strategist, Dr. Pulla Rao, political analyst, and Girish Wankhede, senior trade analyst, columnist, and ex-PVR national marketing head joining us. Good evening and thank you all for joining us. So JVC Sriram, I'll begin with you since you did an extensive study of the Tamil Nadu elections. And even back then, there were similar claims being made about Vijay. Now, as far as Dhanush is concerned, of course, we may be too early to speak about it. We don't know the kind of impact that he may have had. He has not even made it official that he will be plunging into politics. But Tamil Nadu is one state where actors have had a lot of success as political leaders. So the question quite simply is there still space for another actor to come in to this political sphere, or has it now already become too crowded with Vijay?
Good evening, Pratibha, and good evening to our viewers and fellow panelists. I think we'll have to roll back. We have to look back at Tamil Nadu politics in the right prism. Because for every one actor who succeeded, there have been several actors who have failed. Let me just begin the example. Because why film industry and politics in Tamil Nadu, what is the nexus? DMK as a movement when it got started, DMK relied heavily on arts, drama, writing, theatre, cinema. Because the founder of DMK, Aringer Anna, himself was a story writer. Then you had Kalaignar Karunanidhi, whose dialogues were more powerful. In fact, Shivaji Ganesan's debut movie, Parasakti, the movie became famous for the dialogues. Manohara movie became famous for dialogues. So Karunanidhi was part and parcel of that culture. And M.G. Ramachandran, by that time, he entered into politics because he ran two lines. One was, he was a politician. And he was a politician whom even Annadurai accepted that because of him, the popularity of DMK is soaring high. And another one is actor, director, producer, everything he was. But at the same time, all his fan club units were politicized from day one. The day he entered into DMK, most of his fans were part of DMK. So when the split happened in DMK and he floated a separate party, half of the party from the DMK came to him, along with some of the seasoned leaders. Now, Jayalalitha, if you look at it, Jayalalitha, as far as an acting career is concerned, it came to an over in the late 70s. By 80s, when she got introduced to the politics, she was not an ex-actress. She was an ex-actress. That's it. In fact, she was struggling for even making money. And she rose because of her own charisma, her political speeches, and more importantly, the opportunity that it presented. Because who was standing against Jayalalitha? Against Jayalalitha was Janaki, who was also an actress, who was also the wife of MGR. And then there was Shivaji Ganesan who threw his hat. And Shivaji Ganesan was an absolute failure. He could not even retain his own deposit. And then you had Vijay Kant, you had so many other people, Seeman, you had Karthik, who was the one started a party, political party. Now,
in fact, even Dhanush's former father-in-law, Rajnikant, as well, though, initially he did flirt with the idea of being into politics, isn't it?
In fact, when he inaugurated the statue of Shivaji Ganesan near Anna University, Rajnikant made a mention that Shivaji Ganesan was a great actor, but he was a very big failure in politics. So he said, I myself do not know whether a successful actor can easily transition into a politics. Because Vijay from 2009, he somewhere or other he played a role in politics. Because in 2009, he wanted to associate himself with Congress party. I'll keep it quick. And then in 2011, he offered support to Jayalalitha. In 2016, again, he offered support to Jayalalitha. In 2021, he came in a cycle with a symbol of with the colors of DMK. He wrote in a cycle, so he offered his support to DMK. And 22, there were a few hundred candidates from his Iyakkam. There is from his fan association, who contested the local body election, and around 50 of them had won. Even today, the minister from Arandangi, Parvez, was a councillor who contested as part of Vijay. So Vijay had a political background for the last, say, almost 20 years. Now, can Dhanush come? Anybody can enter into politics. Vijay can't failed. Vijay Kant did not take off. Because opportunity presents itself. When Karunanidhi and Jayalalitha were there, none of these guys were able to make an impact. Now, ADMK is weakened. Stalin does not have the kind of political will because anti-incumbency was very high. Vijay came in, opportunity was presented, and there were a lot of restrictions placed on Vijay, as a result of which he succeeded.
So you're saying that there were a few things that worked in favor of Vijay. The opportunity presented itself because there was a certain anti-incumbency. AIADMK had been weakened. And the fact that Vijay had been very consistently working on this for a long time. Even if he announced his political party just about 2 years ago, there were multiple hints, and he had been cultivating a certain fan base that could easily be turned into a political cadre. But Mr. Ravi Rai, there is a certain difference as well between Vijay and Dhanush. Now, Dhanush may be a great actor, but he is not a mass actor like Vijay. Do you think that makes a difference as well? Or do you think, anything can happen, you never know?
I really don't. I mean, anybody can, you look at, what is this actress? Okay, look at the Bihar, UP Bihar actors, Manoj Tiwari and Ravi Kishan. They don't have a huge following, but they're very successful as politicians for their own constituencies and all. I don't think you need to have a great following, comparing Dhanush and it's, I don't think, even if Dhanush decides to be to fight, number one, he hasn't given any hint of being getting into politics. He just spoke about a concern that everybody has a concern. यार हमारे यहाँ से मराठी जा रही है, हमारे यहाँ से तमिल जा रही है, हमारे यहाँ से सिंधी जा रही है, हमारे this is a concern that and we are very fortunate enough to live in a land where we have 26, 28, I don't know how many languages. So that was a small concern. I really do not know. But if also Dhanush also comes, I mean, fan following, if you're talking कि Dhanush does not have a fan following like Vijay, so Kamal Hassan की तो थी ना fan following. So what happened? है ना? Shivaji Ganeshan की तो थी ना fan following. If you're talking about comparing the fan following, which will take you there, then there have been bigger stars who had bigger fan followings. So what happened to them? I mean, Rajesh Khanna also lost to L.K. Advani. Rajesh Khanna से बड़ा star तो universe में ही नहीं होगा एक time. I mean, not because I'm not getting into South versus North, but Rajesh Khanna was.
No, that's true. Even in Tamil Nadu, there are cases, even Rajnikant for that matter, enjoys a lot of popularity, but he clearly got a sense that he may not get that kind of a success in politics.
Pratibha, I will tell you, we've just seen a recent Prakash Raj, the popularity that he has on the stage and forums, but when you convert that into political votes, then you have nothing. Deposits up to jati hai aap logon ki. So, and I'm not saying only South, also in Bollywood also, you see great actors have lost, cricketers have lost, big cricketers have lost. I mean, cricketers like Mansoor Ali Khan Pataudi and all, they've lost elections. So people look into, they had trust in, I think, Vijay. They had a lot of trust in Vijay, and those were also the changing times of Tamil Nadu politics. Those are the changing times.
Changing times. But Dr. Pullarao, there is a certain way that the DMK was looking at it when Vijay entered politics, and they were dismissing him. In fact, until even on the day of the elections, the DMK continued to say that this is going to be a first day flop show for Vijay. But look how things turned around completely. So it does mean that there is a space. It is possible that without the traditional, say, fan clubs or, political cadre or having that kind of a political understanding, local body elections and all of that that is traditionally thought about for anyone to make their foray into politics, without any of that, without any of these calculations as well, somebody can prove everybody wrong and get it right.
I agree with both the things you said. You said there is space. There's absolutely space anytime, anywhere. You know, the number of examples where you thought there was no space and a new entrant came and took it all away, whether it's Kejriwal, whether it's NTR, or in a very small context, Prashant Kishore recently in Bihar.
Yes.
There's ample. I agree with you. There's space even today in Tamil Nadu. But who can occupy that space? That's one thing. The second thing, I agree with you. Of course, everything is unpredictable. Everything is unpredictable. There's no question that you can predict. But basically, actors across India, by and large, have succeeded where politicians have failed. When NTR came with his victory, the political structure has totally failed at that time in Andhra in '82. They're totally at a loss. Same now, maybe Vijay coming, my friends may have different reasons, this popularity, charisma. But obviously the political body failed. Either CDMK, BJP or the DMK, they failed. There was space created for him and people went for him. So if there is now a context of Tamil Nadu, how will Vijay do? It's very early days yet, hardly a couple of months. Will he succeed? Will he become a failure? That all depends on that. You have to watch him. However much Mr. Dhanush may have ambitions or desire or there is a capacity, then we have to wait and watch in Tamil Nadu because there is a big film star who has occupied the space now. And there are political parties in the wings. They're very active still. They've not folded up. Therefore, in the context of Tamil Nadu, we'll have to wait and see. But across the country, there is something. You know, all actors are successful when they're limited to their language and region. NTR was only Telugu land. MGR to Tamil land. He couldn't make headway in Malabar or in Kerala, where he is originally a Malayalam. Or other actors were restricted totally. I read somewhere that Vijay is thinking of foraying into Karnataka and here and there. He will not go far. So these actors in the south who became ambitious and could meet their ambitions, it was restricted to the language of their films and where they are. Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Karnataka also, there are some stars who had come up, or Kerala for that matter. And some of them, you know, minister in Kerala now, BJP minister, is a film personality. Therefore, all these things are language restricted and region restricted. And in that arena, when opportunities present themselves, they're always active. One last word. There's not much difference between films and politics because, as my friend Mr. Sriram also had pointed out, how much interconnection there is between politics and films. You know, they both appeal to the masses. Both have to get viewers. Both have to convert people to their movie halls or their election boxes. There's a lot of things. They're very active. Film people are never innocent, very smart. They're very much alert on the marketing needs, what people want, what people like. They're very, very sophisticated. And therefore, while one does not write off Dhanush or any, he may have to wait. It won't be that simple. Rajnikant's example was a wonderful example in discretion. The last day, last minute, he stepped back. There were, of course, other hostile things going on undercurrents, but he stepped back. He said, maybe it's not worth it. And therefore, we have to wait and see these things, how they gel out, overall national politics and the state politics.
You know, very interesting. You said that it's very similar, the film industry and the political world. And we see the kind of grand declarations that were made by Vijay, you know, the punch dialogues that were delivered by him. Now, it's not like speeches are going to write the entire story, but it has a certain impact, Mr. Girish Wankhere, because, you know, Mr. Ravi Rai also spoke about Prashant Kishore, and that's a perfect example in the Bihar elections. He did not want to contest. He didn't contest, and that was seen as somebody shying away from politics or somebody shying away from taking a challenge. Whereas look at how Vijay decided to contest from two places, one of it being one of the strongholds of the DMK. Nowhere did it look like he was hesitating in any way at all. So such grand declarations also spoke to the people. In Prashant Kishore's case as well, when he decided not to contest, it was almost as if every single of his political leaders also were taken 10 steps back. But when you take a plunge in such a grand manner, there is a certain grandiose feeling to it, which the people also think, let's take a chance. Or it was Vijay a very one-off case where it's almost impossible to replicate that?
No, of course, what Vijay has done is not a new playbook. It has been always traditional playbook. There have been actors and stars who has done their great cinema success, which get converted into the political authorities. So these people have done this. even if you take the examples of not only Vijay, but there will be always audiences and that particular uh, TG, that target group which has followed Vijay for all these years, they will very closely work and scrutinize how he's working. Because as a star, he has rose to that height, but he will have to perform. If the stars like Rajnikant or Kamal Hassan are not able to do great politics, there are some stars like even Pawan Kalyan in Andhra. He has worked and he's doing amazing work. So like that, Vijay is doing amazing work. Prashant Kishore and beside Prashant Kishore, there were several examples from Amitabh Bachchan to Shatrughan Sinha to Hema Malini to Rajesh Khanna who work in Bollywood, but our Bollywood is more of consumerist. They are not densely organizational, fan-based work cater, which we see in South. There are these fan followings, they have their fan clubs, which get converted into the party workers, which eventually make the stars to win the political battles. Here, North, it doesn't work that way. But the brand, Vijay has become a powerful brand now. He was the part of even CJP protest in Delhi. So he understands that it is not only Tamil Nadu. He is now actually the face of the entire India. People in various unrest have taken his photograph and talked about to the extent of the new prime minister of our country. So that is the popularity he has generated and garnered in all these days only. So I think these Tamil identity, the pride of Tamil, which the actors have on their shoulders, like Dhanush and Vijay, and when they make a great mark, the work which they are doing is what they will complement. They will be known about, and if they can known that can be known about, there is a great space in the national politics where we need people like Vijay, we need people like Kamal Hassan, we need people like Pawan Kalyan, we need people like Prashant Kishore to be there on the forefront and talk about it. And South Indian film stars have always led the political recognition. Their political ideology has always been in open. They were always vocal about it. Whereas North has never succeeded in doing it. Not a single star you can say who has been able to, not in Marathi. I am from Maharashtra and Mumbai. But we don't have any star who talks about Marathi pride. Or of that question, he is have any ambition to be the part of India, Maharashtra politics. We don't have that.
Okay.
But Tamil Nadu has a culture. And if Dhanush is the new entrant, there is a huge scope. There is a great acceptability. There are various organizations which will handhold them to gain momentum and get a great political mileage. So I think Tamil Nadu, the politics of Tamil Nadu, the politics of Andhra Pradesh, they are like the case studies for all of us who are sitting down in North.
Okay. But Mr. Ravirai, what makes it different, Tamil Nadu and the kind of films as well? He also spoke about the fact that film stars also very openly speak about Tamil pride. That's also the overwhelming sentiment in the state. So no film star can go wrong with it in either case. But even the films, the kind of social justice themes that the films have, does it become a way to directly impact the audience? That the audiences are also moved in a way that they're looking for a certain change. What is so different about Tamil Nadu that film stars get a lot more acceptability?
Like he said, there are fan clubs, there is a fan following. So there's a lot of, but the very first thing I feel about film stars, and I'm not very sectionizing the South or the North, whereas in active politics, I know a lot of politicians जो 19 साल के थे 20 साल के थे they were with some parties or the other and they've started groundwork. It takes them 40 years 35-40 years to become a small MP and MLA. But whereas a star says कि मैं chief minister बनना चाहता हूँ, whether it is North or they're here also, and it becomes, and the parties come, nobody asks them the credentials कि आपने किया क्या है अब तक, what have you done in active politics, we don't ask them, but again, successful हो जाते हैं, कुछ लोग नहीं होते successful. But the point is, it becomes very easy for, if Dhanush says, I want to fight elections, I'm sure there must be top political parties to back him up. I mean, the platform becomes very easy for the actors, and they come, like he said, they come with ready-made, absolutely ready votes, taking the votes along with them, the stars
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, but Mr. Devishi Sriram, in Tamil Nadu, for the longest time, it was only seen as a battle between the Dravidian parties. It was almost as if no other party has any space. The BJP tried, it failed, and then it allied with the AIADMK this time around. Even that didn't seem to have worked, because most people believe that it's only going to be a Dravidian fight, and it's only going to be DMK versus AIDMK, a two-cornered fight, nothing else at all. It seemed like there was no space for anybody else. Now you have Vijay, and now, of course, Annamalai has also split with the BJP, so he has a movement of his own. Now for a Dhanush to come in, which do you think would be possible, which would be the better option for him? Again, it's too early to say for any political entrant, whether it is Dhanush or any other actor or anybody else who wants to make a space within Tamil Nadu in the way that Vijay has. Would it now be better to be allied with one of the parties like the AIADMK or the DMK, or to create a space of its own? And where does Annamalai come in all of this? Is there space for his party to come in Tamil Nadu? I mean, just describe what the political space in Tamil Nadu could be like.
See, I think the fight was between the two Dravidian parties since 1977. Of these two Dravidian parties, one of the Dravidian party, DMK, always relied on alliances. They always banked on alliances.
Yes.
As far as the ADMK is concerned, it has proven few times that even without an alliance, they can win. That was in 2016. But both the movements and both the parties have got weakened. Now, I can tell you that there was a huge anti-incumbency against DMK in the run-up to 2026 assembly elections. I've been saying it ever since 2025 in all the opportunities that I've got. But the unfortunate thing was, for the AIADMK was, AI people did not look at AIADMK as an alternative to DMK. They found that both these parties have been alternating themselves and coming to power. And here is a man who has entered into everybody's home. That's very, very clear. From 1996 onwards, because cinema gives you a platform where you can reach every residence.
True.
Familiarity is something which it gives. But that's the end of it. Okay, if the familiarity alone is going to help, then T. Rajendra could have succeeded, MG Karunanidhi's son Mukamuthu could have succeeded, Bhagiraj could have succeeded, Seeman could have succeeded, Vijaykanth could have scored a big success in the first election itself. Vijay had a very unique phenomenon that there was an anti-establishment anger. It was not anti-establishment incumbency, anger. And that anger was right. And I can tell you, Vijay had a connect where, in fact, this is one thing which I said. When Vijay said, Timuka Tuya Sakti, Taveka Tuya Sakti. When he said that, it reached, that is, DMK is an evil force and TVK is a holy force. 4-year-old kid, I have seen in Tamil Nadu, Pratibha, 4-year-old kid shouting, Timuka, Tiya Sakti, Om Sakti, Parasakti. These are 4-year-old kids, 5-year-old kids. So what has happened is Vijay had that mass reach. Now, can every actor do the same thing? The history tells us that it is impossible. Because Chiranjeevi had a huge fan following.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, when Chiranjeevi came to politics, there was Y.S. Rajashekar Reddy, who was at the prime of his career, who had a 5-year rule, according perceived by the people. There was still Chandrababu Naidu, who was holding on to his vote bank. As a result of which, Chiranjeevi himself lost 2 places he contested and he won in 1 place. So as a result of which, in fact, Chiranjeevi's brother Pavan Kalyan had told me, very close associate, that Chiranjeevi relied only on fan base. As a result of which he lost. And Pavan Kalyan also said, I also relied only on my fan base. And that is why I lost in 2019.
What seemed to have worked for Pavan Kalyan? Because in the previous outing, he was not able to do too well. But it seemed to have turned around completely when he allied with Chandrababu Naidu. Previously, his party didn't make much of an impact, not as much as he wanted to, but it seemed to have changed completely. Is it also sometimes about having that kind of a political backing, or had the political scenario changed?
Situation, Pratibha, because What happened with Pawan Kalyan is 2019 clearly tells us that he was not accepted by the people. In 2024, there was an anti-incumbency against Jagan Mohan Reddy, and even in your sister channel Times Now, I had mentioned on the day of election that Chandrababu Naidu could not have won without Pawan Kalyan and BJP. And BJP could not have won even one, forget about MLA seat, even a councillor seat, they cannot win in Andhra Pradesh without TDP and Pawan Kalyan. So what happened when all the three came together and there was anti-incumbency against Jagan Mohan Reddy because of lack of infrastructure, and he was a Maharaja of freebies and doles, and they knew pretty well that this is not going to make the state better. As a result, in fact, even if you ask Pawan Kalyan in private, he would tell you that 21 seats which I got is the best performance that I can ever put up. Without alliance, I would not have. Because in 2020, say the 2023 assembly elections at Telangana, they didn't win anywhere. In fact, in my neighboring constituency in Kukatpalli, they lost deposit also. So what it showed is situation, the circumstances, the political environment, and you are, as an actor, you have an ability to be accepted on day one. Okay. You don't need a great introduction. That's all. Apart from that, there is no big advantage. Then how do you use that situation in your favor? And Vijay had used that situation in his favor. Very, very deftly. Is there any other star who can use it? Absolutely no. And you can't, one small thing, I'll complete it here. We spoke about Ravi Kishan, Manoj Sinha, so many other people. All of them were able to win their MLA or MP seats, and that too in a political party. None of them were talking about a CM candidate. Vijay announced himself as a CM candidate from day one.
Yes.
Seeman announced himself as a CM candidate from day one. Vijay Kant announced as a CM candidate from day one. If you are from the film industry, and if you are going to align with any political party, they are not going to give you the CM position on a platter. Rajkumar did not start a political party, but several Kannada politicians have entered into politics, but they've all played second fiddle. Now, if you are a film star, if you are an hero, you either become the hero, becomes a CM, or becomes a zero.
Okay.
Or
so that's the risk that you have to take. But, since you mentioned how things were different in Andhra Pradesh and the scenario, one of the factors for Vijay that was spoken when he was rising to such a great heights politically was also the Gen Z factor, how the youth had come out in support. They don't know whether they have a political backing or not. They saw one man taking on the system. That's what his movies were based on, and that's what inspired them. Mr. Girish Wankede, you spoke about how it may be possible like in a Tamil Nadu or maybe possible in Andhra Pradesh, but it's not so much. Can there ever be a situation where we see somebody even more popular, if not as popular, as Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan or an Amir Khan, ever thinking of taking a political plunge like this, where they say that we are taking on all the political parties as a separate outfit?
No, I don't think that Hindi stars are that political ambitious. They were. Like we can see the examples of even Sunny Deol. He got elected from the specific constituency, but he didn't visit his constituency. So they get it. They become MPs. They become a sort of minister also. But after that, there is not much of political ambitions could be seen into North actors. But yes, they have a huge popularity. But as I said, that there is no organizational strength as such. They are basically the huge stars because of the consumerism which we have in North India. There, the fan following in the South India is purely different. It is emotional, more of emotional.
True.
It is more of a idol worship. They love their stars. They love their cinema well. The occupancy is bigger. They are more organized and they work there. North is purely consumers. Consumerism.
So you can't have fans who will be lining up in the voting booths to vote for them. Okay, Dr. Pullera, I want to close with you. Your last word on what you want to say about Dhanush making his entry, or whether any other actor better to ensure that you come in without any political party support, or would you say that for now, after Vijay, at least is going to be AIADMK, DMK again?
One simple sentence also. Some of these actors who were successful, NTR, Pawan Kalyan, even Chiranjeevi, 1 to 18, 20 MLAs, they also had a social base. Social base meant caste base also helped them. And Vijay, whether some religious minorities helped him or not, there was much in the air at that time. As far as the question you ask is, you see, the door is never closed, but is not always open at the same time.
True.
How the situation changes. Do the political parties who are now in Tamil Nadu feel they need another charismatic figure to help them? Can he reconcile various political parties to form the front? All this depends on time. And also the craftsmanship and the adroitness of Mr. Dhanush.
Okay.
We don't know what kind of player he is.
Yes.
We don't know whether he is a Zelensky or only a Dhanush.
Okay.
We have to see how crafty he is, how smart he is.
Okay.
And that politics is unforgiving. You know,
Absolutely.
you can fail in a film,
Unforgiving,
take
and
another.
everything has to align. As they say, the stars have to align. For any star to become the chief minister as well, it will all depend on the stars. Let's see what happens. 2031 could be very interesting. A lot could change by then. I'm thanking all our guests for joining us this evening and slipping into a short break.